the opening from Glassworks. So here it is. I'll stop here. All right, so there's a lot of repetition here. We can definitely take advantage of that. And there's something kind of mesmerizing, isn't it? You'd think it would be tedious. I guess for some people it is. Obviously not for many, because he's as successful as he is. People love his work. There's something that kind of draws you in, kind of melancholy, nostalgic about his music. You know, he wrote his music for a number of films. He won an Oscar for The Truman Show, which I didn't know, actually, until I decided to do this piece. And he wrote the music for The Hours, which is, I think, how I heard of him, as well as this random kind of cult documentary called Koyaanisqatsi. I think it was produced by Coppola, but it's basically just no talking and these slow and fast montages of cities and people and the world, along with his music. You know, some people thought it was pretty pretentious. I thought it was great. It really drew me in. So you can definitely check out those things, because it's worth checking out, at least, I think. All right, so I'm going to be doing the first main section here, section A. There are 4, I believe, sections, and there's a lot of repetition in each of them. So the first main section is 4 bars, but it's repeated 4 times. So 16 bars all in all. We're going to look at section A. All right, so the first thing I got to say is that this piece, insofar as notation is concerned, it's pretty straightforward. There's not that much to do here. It's just the rhythm that's tricky. That's the thing that gives it that weaving quality that's mesmerizing, I suppose. So that's the thing we're going to be looking at. If you can master the polyrhythm of 2 against 3, then more or less the piece plays itself. So what that means is, for every beat of this piece, you're going to have one hand play 3 notes per beat, equally spaced. The other hand will play 2 notes per beat, equally spaced. So the hands align every beat, but during the course of that beat, they don't align. Right? That's how you have that feeling of hands trading off somehow. Right? So in the left hand, we have 2 notes per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Straightforward. This is nothing special. This is just eighths, right? In the right hand, we have triplets, 3 per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. When you put it together, we get this. And that's what you have to learn first. So if you're not comfortable with 2 against 3 rhythms, which I'm sure most of you won't be, or a lot of you won't be, do this first. Forget about the notes, forget about the piece, just find 2 random notes on your piano or keyboard or whatever, and strike them in the way that I just did. So what happens here is together, and then right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. And then you speed that up. It's important also to know that it's slow, fast, fast, slow. Slow, fast, fast, slow. And with respect to hands, it's together, right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. Like that. Cool? Together, right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. So learn that slowly and slowly speed it up, and then come back and have a look at what's actually happening in the piece. This is the foundation that you can always draw upon to make sure that what you're doing in the piece is correct. And it's a kind of a way of orienting yourself and making sure that you're not getting carried away and doing anything wrong. All right, so this is what happens in the right hand. We only have two notes in the right hand that alternate, F and A flat, and they just alternate between one another. Now what's important here is because we have 3 notes per beat, we have to know where the beats fall. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really important to know which notes coincide with the beats as they're said or as they're thought, right? Now, another important thing here is to notice that because we only have 2 unique notes here, F and A flat, but 3 notes in the beat, the beginning of every beat will be started on different notes. They'll alternate in terms of which note begins the beat. So the first beat begins with an F, second beat begins on an A flat, third beat F, fourth beat A flat. All right, so that's very important because if you don't realize this, you might expect that every beat will start on the same note, which will throw you off entirely. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. So just notice how the beginning of every beat alternates between F and A flat. And then you can kind of practice slowly counting in your head and speeding it up. But this piece isn't super fast, so that shouldn't take too long. All right, I think that's all I had to say for that. Yes, those triplets are done. Now let's have a look at the left hand. We start with 4 and 2. So this 4 is really, you play it once and you hold it for 2 bars. So there's not much to do here. The alternating notes are A flat and C. But as we've discussed, the left hand has only 2 per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see? So now it's a little simpler here actually because we only have 2 unique notes. Here we also have just A flat and C, but we also have 2 per beat, 2 notes played per beat, which means that the beginning of every beat will be played with the same note. In this case, A flat, A flat, A flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the left hand is a little easier here because it stays consistent. Okay, so let's put them together. If we map on that together, right, left, right thing, if we map that onto the notes as written, we get something like this. Together, right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. Now, if you're not playing along, this might seem kind of, I don't know, haphazard, but if you hold in your head just the together, right, left, right thing plus the alternation, then it should start to work. If you play it slowly, eventually your muscle memory will pick it up and it'll start to play itself. So together, right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. Together. Notice how the hands align. Now, because the right hand begins every beat on a different note, it would stand to reason then that wherever you have them together, they're not necessarily together with the same combination of notes. So the first beat is together with A flat in the left, F in the right. So then the second beat, it's 2 A flats where they come together. Right? And then again, it's A flat and F together. And then 2 A flats. And that's it. I think those are all the details you need to carry on board to be able to play this piece in its entirety. Then it's just a question of figuring out what notes where, you know? So we have this in the first bar. Right? The next bar, left hand is identical, apart from the left hand F here, doesn't repeat, it just stays down. We have see? So same pattern, but instead of an A flat, you're now playing a C up top. So 1, I guess I should do together, right, left, right, together, right, left, right, together, right. Right, 4 beats of that. Moving on to the third bar, we get, so you see we have 2 in the left hand here. The 5th finger, again, is one of these notes you just play and hold. And then above it, you have alternating notes. And the fingers here are, so I'll do the left hand first, 5, 3, and 1. 3 and 1 alternate. And 2 and 5 alternate in the right hand. And these are your notes. So we have together, right, left, right, together, right, left, right. Right? And the 4th bar is, right, these are the notes, 5, 3, and 1 in the left, 3 and 5 in the right. Again, the 5 plays the D flat and it just stays down. And these 2 notes alternate. So we end, yeah, I think the right hand is self-explanatory. Right, you see? Same stuff, just different notes. The only thing I would mention about this is, right at the end of this bar, the A flat moves to G. And notice where it moves. I'll count this out loud so you can see where exactly it moves to G. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, right? So as soon as you hit 4, you're hitting 4 here. This is 4. And then you have right, left, right. One more time, I'll do that slowly. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the whole thing repeats from the beginning. That's it. So if you'd like to finish off, visit our website and we'll get that done as well. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, leave us a comment, all the good stuff, and take care.